Have you ever felt like you're doing everything you can to change your life, yet something invisible keeps dragging you back into the same patterns, the same emotions, the same reality? What if I told you it's not bad luck, not destiny, not the universe punishing you, but your own energy quietly deceiving you? And what if the very frequency you're living in right now is not even yours, but a leftover echo of a version of you that no longer exists? Most people walk through life believing they are in control of their choices, their actions, their future. But deep beneath what you call yourself, there is a vibrational field, a subconscious frequency, that is creating your reality before you even think your first thought in the morning. This is the hidden architecture of quantum consciousness, the silent programming of the subconscious mind, the part of you that operates 95% of your life without ever asking for your permission. And here's the disturbing truth. Your energy has been lying to you. Your mind tells you you're moving on, but your vibration still clings to the past. Your thoughts say, "I'm ready for something new," but your frequency whispers the opposite. Your heart wants to evolve, but your subconscious broadcasts fear, doubt, guilt, the memory of pain, into the quantum field like a signal looking for a matching reality to return back to you. Why does this happen? Because the subconscious doesn't speak in words. It speaks in frequency, in vibration, in emotional charge. And the universe, the quantum field, the fabric of reality itself, responds to frequency, not intention. You can say all the affirmations you want. You can visualize your dream life every night. But if the frequency underneath is still vibrating in survival mode, resentment, abandonment, or invisible grief, the field will always mirror that back. Not because it's cruel, but because it's precise. But here's the part no one has ever told you. Your energy didn't start lying to you yesterday. It started years ago, maybe decades ago, in moments you don't even remember. Moments that shaped the unconscious blueprint of who you believed you had to be in order to survive. A look, a silence, a betrayal, a heartbreak, a childhood wound you never had the language to express. A moment when your nervous system decided it's safer to stay small, and your vibration obeyed like a loyal guard. And ever since, that hidden frequency has been running ahead of you, creating your reality before you ever arrive. If you're feeling something in your chest right now, a tightness, a recognition, a strange sense that I'm describing your life, it's not a coincidence. It's resonance. It's your consciousness responding because, for the first time, someone is articulating the truth you've always felt but never understood. You are not broken. You are broadcasting. And the signal you're sending is not aligned with the life you're trying to live. This is why your relationships repeat the same cycles. This is why abundance slips through your fingers. This is why you attract familiar pain disguised as new opportunities. This is why your breakthroughs feel temporary. This is why your life feels like déjà vu. Because you're reacting to a vibration you never consciously chose. And yet, if your energy can deceive you, then your energy can awaken you. Because beneath the wounds, beneath the programming, beneath the layers of subconscious vibration, there is a version of you that is not damaged, only buried. A version of you whose frequency is pure, expansive, magnetic. A version of you the quantum field recognizes instantly. A version of you that is not afraid of your own power. A version of you that remembers who you were before you forgot. You're not here by accident. Something brought you to this exact moment, this exact message, this exact frequency. Something inside you is stirring, opening, remembering. And what I'm about to show you next will change everything you thought you knew about your vibration, your consciousness, and the reality you've been unconsciously creating. And if right now you're noticing your breath getting a little deeper, or your mind becoming unusually quiet, that's not by chance either. That's what happens when your subconscious finally hears something it has been waiting for, when the hidden part of you recognizes truth before your conscious mind does. This is the beginning of a shift, a small but powerful expansion in your awareness, the kind that often becomes a turning point in someone's life. As we go deeper into this journey, I want you to stay present with what you feel, not with what you think you're supposed to feel, but with what actually arises in your body when these ideas touch the places you usually keep silent. Sometimes it shows up as warmth, sometimes as a strange heaviness, sometimes as a sudden memory that feels almost too close. Whatever your experience is, it's valid, and it's information. And before we move on, I want to invite you to do something very simple, but incredibly meaningful for this channel and for the people who will eventually find this message. If, at any point so far, you felt that pull in your chest, a small recognition, an inner yes, or even just a moment of clarity, I'd like to ask you to comment, "I felt it." Not for me, but because your comment helps this video reach others who might be going through the same thing right now. When you like, comment, or subscribe, you're not just supporting a channel, you're strengthening a space where people come to understand themselves at a deeper level. You're contributing to a community of individuals waking up to their own consciousness, their vibration, their hidden patterns, their quantum potential. It's how this message expands beyond you, and it genuinely means a lot. So if you feel aligned with this kind of content, if you want to keep exploring consciousness, the quantum field, the subconscious mind, and the deeper mechanics of reality, feel free to subscribe. No pressure, no urgency, just an open door to continue growing with us. And now, stay with me, because what comes next will take you even further into the truth behind your own energy, how it deceives you, how it shapes your destiny, and how you can finally see what has always been hidden just beneath the surface. And as we move forward, I want to take you into a story, one that mirrors an experience more common than most people ever admit. Imagine someone who spent years believing that their failures were coincidences, that every setback was just another piece of bad luck. They tried to move forward, to change jobs, relationships, habits, but no matter where they turned, life felt like a repeating loop, a quiet return to the same emotional landscape. They woke up every morning hoping for something different, yet the same patterns showed up again and again, and for the longest time, they blamed their circumstances, until one day they realized that it wasn't the world outside that was trapping them. It was the frequency inside them. Their own vibration was echoing past wounds into the present moment, shaping their perception without them noticing. It wasn't weakness. It wasn't failure. It was subconscious programming, a memory of pain stored so deeply in their emotional field that it kept recreating the same reality. When they finally paused long enough to listen, they felt something subtle, a quiet pull, a whisper of recognition, because the truth is that the subconscious mind speaks in vibration, not language. It communicates through sensation, through recurring feelings, through the hidden tension in the body that we learn to ignore. And that tension becomes frequency. That frequency becomes energy. And that energy projects into the quantum field, shaping outcomes before thought even arrives. This is the essence of quantum consciousness, the understanding that your internal state broadcasts into the unseen layers of the universe, creating a reality that appears external but originates from within. What looks like coincidence is often vibrational memory replaying itself. What feels like fate is often old energy-seeking expression. If any part of this feels familiar, stay with it. Stories like this matter because they reveal the invisible architecture behind experiences we assume are random. And if you've lived something similar, if you've ever felt trapped in a cycle you couldn't explain, your presence here is not accidental. It's part of your awakening, part of the expansion of consciousness that begins when you recognize the hidden forces shaping your perception. This channel exists for that reason, to explore the layers of reality most people never see, to bring clarity to the mind subconscious, to understand the mechanisms of the quantum field that influence your life in ways no one taught you to recognize. And if this message resonates with you, if it brings clarity or even a small sense of relief, feel free to like this video, subscribe, and share your experience in the comments, not out of obligation, but because your engagement strengthens the energy of this space and helps others who are searching for the same understanding find their way here. Your voice genuinely matters to this community, and your presence supports the collective process of awakening and transformation. If you've lived something like this, just write, "It happened to me." Your words might be exactly what someone else needs to see. And as we continue, there is something deeper you need to understand about how this hidden vibration has been guiding your life without your awareness, and what it means for the next step of your journey. And as we move deeper into this, something important needs to be said, because once you recognize that your experiences have been shaped by vibrational memory, the next realization comes with a kind of strange discomfort. It's the moment when you notice that the energy guiding your life hasn't been telling you the truth. Your perception, your reactions, the patterns you thought were part of your personality, many of them were distortions created by an old frequency. And when people first see this, they feel a sudden mix of anger and liberation. Anger because they realize how many years were shaped by a vibration they didn't choose. Liberation because for the first time, they can finally see the hidden architecture behind their own behavior. This is the turning point, the moment when the illusion breaks open. The subconscious doesn't deceive you out of malice. It deceives you out of familiarity. It clings to the known, even when the known is painful. It repeats yesterday's frequency because it believes that repetition is safety. And the quantum field, precise as it is, reflects that emotional signal without questioning its origin. This is the observer effect in your everyday life. Your internal state observes the world through the lens of old energy, and the world mirrors it back as if it were a universal truth. What you call intuition is often just vibrational distortion. What you call destiny is often just unresolved memory vibrating through the subconscious mind. The past doesn't stay in the past. It broadcasts. It radiates. It continues emitting a signal into the field until you confront the origin of the frequency that created it. But none of this means you're to blame. Responsibility is not the same as guilt. Responsibility is the doorway to power. Once you understand that your consciousness has been shaped by survival patterns, by emotional echoes, by perceptions that no longer align with who you are becoming, you open the possibility of choosing a different vibration. And that's where awakening begins. Not in the light, but in the moment you see your own darkness with clarity. The illusion dissolves the moment you realize it was never you. It was an outdated version of you trying to protect itself. As this understanding settles in, I want to invite you to engage with this message in a way that feels grounded and intentional. If this perspective is expanding your awareness, if it's helping you connect the dots of your own life, consider liking this video or leaving a comment. It helps this content reach others who are on the same path of awakening. When you subscribe, you're not just joining a channel, you're strengthening a collective field of people committed to deeper consciousness, healing, and transformation. Your presence contributes to that expansion. And if this is opening your mind in ways you didn't expect, just tap like. It signals to YouTube that this conversation matters, that people are ready for content that goes beyond the surface. Because what comes next will take you even further into the hidden mechanics of your energy and into the deeper truth behind why your reality has been shaped the way it has. And once you begin to see these patterns for what they are, something even more impactful comes into focus. There is a hidden mechanism inside you, a subtle architecture of consciousness that has been shaping your life long before you learned the language to describe it. Most people never realize that the very illusion they feel trapped inside was created by their own frequency. Not consciously, not deliberately, but through the emotional imprints stored in the subconscious mind. This is where the deceptive vibration is born. In moments of pain that were never processed, in memories that froze your energy at a certain point in time, in perceptions that became survival strategies. These fragments create a vibrational alignment that continues to broadcast itself into the quantum field, forming a kind of energetic blueprint that reality follows with absolute precision. This is why the same experiences seem to repeat. The universe is not punishing you. The field is simply responding to the signal being emitted, reflecting back the frequency that has been active inside you the longest. When you understand this, there is a quiet shock that moves through your awareness. The realization that you have been living inside a version of yourself that was constructed by old emotional energy feels like waking up from a dream you didn't know you were dreaming. But with that shock comes possibility. Because if this mechanism can create limitation, it can also create liberation. The moment your consciousness recognizes the pattern begins to lose power. Awareness disrupts the loop. This alone is a quantum shift, a subtle but profound change in your internal field. As soon as you see the mechanism operating, the vibration begins to soften. The energy rearranges itself. You start to feel a strange clarity, as if something inside you is realigning without effort. This is the beginning of vibrational correction, the first step toward reclaiming your frequency from the past. Sometimes it happens in a single breath, in a single moment of recognition. You feel lighter, clearer, more present, as if some small part of the illusion has already dissolved. If you're feeling that now, if something inside you is shifting or expanding, honor it. That sensation is not imagined. It is consciousness awakening in real time. And as you move through this process, I want to invite you to support this space with intention. If this message is helping you connect with parts of yourself you've ignored or misunderstood, consider liking this video, subscribing, or sharing a comment about what resonated with you. Engaging in this community strengthens the collective energy field we are building here, a space where people explore the deeper layers of their mind, their frequency, and their perception with honesty and depth. Your presence and your voice help guide others who are searching for the same clarity. And as this inner shift continues, there is something even deeper we need to explore, something that explains why your vibration has been shaping your reality in ways you never recognized, and what it means for the next stage of your transformation. And as we approach this final moment, there is something important you need to recognize about everything you've been feeling so far. The shifts inside you aren't random. They're not accidents. They are signs that your consciousness is beginning to loosen the boundaries that once held your perception in place. When something inside you expands, even que seja imperceptible, the entire structure of your vibrational field begins to rearrange itself. It's like the quantum field is waiting for one precise moment of awareness to rewrite the frequencies you've carried for years. And when that moment happens, you can almost feel a subtle opening, as if a doorway you didn't know existed has begun to crack open from the inside out. What you are sensing now is the quiet truth behind so many of your experiences. The energy that once deceived you was never your enemy. It was an outdated layer of yourself, frozen in time, trying to protect you from realities you no longer need protection from. Once you see this, the illusion breaks. The subconscious mind stops operating in the dark and starts revealing the patterns it created. Awareness becomes the light that dissolves what was hidden. There is a kind of relief that emerges. Not the relief of finishing something, but the relief of finally understanding what always felt slightly out of reach. This is the beginning of a deeper awakening, a rising clarity that shifts your perception and allows your frequency to realign with who you are becoming. In this space, something else happens too. You begin to sense that you're not moving through this alone. There is a resonance, a shared field of energy between you and everyone who is awakening to their own hidden patterns. This is part of a larger movement of consciousness, an expansion that happens one individual at a time, but connects in ways the rational mind can't fully explain. When your perception changes, it influences the field around you. When you break an illusion, you make it easier for others to break theirs. This is how the quantum field responds to collective awareness. Small shifts compound into transformations you can feel in your body, your emotions, your sense of self. And now that you've come this far, you're standing on the edge of something even more profound. You've seen how your energy has shaped your life, how old vibrations guided your choices, how the subconscious created the reality you thought was fixed. But there is a deeper truth waiting, one that explains why you've felt watched over in your hardest moments, why certain coincidences were too precise to be accidents, why your intuition has always whispered that there is more happening behind the scenes of your life. This next step is where the hidden threads of your reality become visible, where the quantum field stops feeling distant and starts feeling personal. It's where you understand that awareness is not just internal, it's relational. Before we move into that, I want to gently invite you to participate in this space in a way that feels genuine for you. If this message is resonating, if it is opening something inside you or bringing clarity to a part of your journey you've struggled to name, consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, or sharing a comment below. Your engagement doesn't just support the growth of this work, it strengthens the energetic field we're creating together. When you leave a comment, you anchor your awareness into the collective consciousness of this community, and your presence helps others who are searching for the same understanding to find their way here. If you feel called, write something simple that expresses your state of awakening. I awaken. I see beyond. I am expanding. Your words might become the confirmation someone else needs. And as we move forward, there is something even more extraordinary waiting for you. Because now that you've uncovered the deception of your own energy, the next step is understanding how reality itself responds to your consciousness.